Somehow I ruined a Thanksgiving I didn't even want to have. I just got finished spending months taking round-the-clock care of my partner who was injured in an accident, while also doing all the work to finalize our wedding plans, which was ultimately a party for everyone else. By all accounts, they enjoyed it. We did not, but that doesn't matter. Apparently, we're not supposed to. Now it's 2 weeks later, and we're coming up on Thanksgiving. I'd begged off from my usual hosting duties because I'd just had too much going on this year, and while my mother-in-law just left for home, my father-in-law is still here. He's a lovely man, but he is a lot to deal with. We can't even relax and watch TV in the evening because he has to sit right behind us on his phone watching YouTube shorts at top volume, and he won't be moved. Everything is on his schedule. He packs the fridge full of things we don't eat that he doesn't ever wind up touching either. And he is constantly taking something apart and leaving the pieces all over the house. We're basically prisoners in our own home until he decides to leave, and he's driving back, so it's literally up to him when he goes. He's also our landlord, so we can't exactly kick him out. As far as I knew, my family would be spending Thanksgiving, not on Thursday, but on Saturday, at my aunt's house. Initially, it was supposed to be my niece hosting at her mother's house, Sister Hash 1, but she changed her mind and it reverted back to my aunt's. I was fine with that, but suddenly no one wants to do it there. Her house is old and the bathrooms are rickety and no one likes it there, so I grudgingly agreed to host on Thursday if people helped me, because I am fucking exhausted and stressed as hell, which was obviously the dumbest thing I could have done, because now, about 20 hours later, the entire family, or just about, hates me. Sister Hash 3 threw a fit because she has to work until 2 that day, and she was expecting it on Saturday. I rearranged everything so dinner would be at 3 instead, plenty of time for her to get here. She continued her tantrum, saying she wasn't going to drive over here when she had to work the next day. I pointed out that she doesn't even work until the middle of the day and she could be home by 5 or 6. Well, now it's because she has to feed her pets. Mind you, all of this was being said to me either at top volume in my ear over the phone or through incredibly vicious texts. One of the last ones I received was her accusing me of purposely trying to keep her from coming to Thanksgiving. I guess by bending over backwards trying to find a way to make it so she could come. My aunt, who is mildly senile and literally cannot remember anything anymore, is angry because I told her not to worry about bringing the green beans she has been promising to give to people for, I don't know, 5 months now. There are no beans as far as any of us can tell. My dad's answer to everything is to nuke the situation from orbit, so it's not like I can talk to him because that would be the end of any family gatherings in the future. My other sister, Hash 2, is pissy because she doesn't want to go to our aunt's. And despite being the one who pushed for the entire thing to be changed to my house, she now doesn't want to come to either dinner, whether it's on Thursday or Saturday. But the real kicker was my mother, who for some stupid fucking reason I chose to call when I was finally reaching my breaking point, having been screamed at in one form or another since 8:30 in the morning. At first, she started out very sympathetic and helpful, and she asked me to read her the list of things we needed so she could figure out what they, her, my dad, the pissy sister, could bring, and what I'd need to get. I started going over the list with her. She'd initially volunteered to get the turkey because she can get them for cheap through her work. Then she said she'd make the stuffing since it's very simple. I asked her to make the sweet potato casserole because neither I nor my partner eat it. And they're literally just making it for themselves. I don't even know how to make it the way my family likes. All told, once I received the turkey, I'd be getting up early to cook it, which is always a fun process in our oven. I would buy and prepare the mashed potatoes, the green bean casserole, the carrots, the corn, the gravies — we have to have multiple kinds for some reason — the desserts, the appetizer snacks, the drinks, and anything else. She would be preparing stuffing, which takes about 5 minutes in a bowl, microwave, because that is the only stuffing my family will eat, and the sweet potato casserole they enjoy. I then asked her to bring a large can of green beans, again the only kind my family will eat, and a large jar of the gravy they like. You would think I'd asked her to fund the fucking national debt. She turned like I flipped a switch and started bitching at me about how normally the host gets all the food and prepares it for the guests. Never mind that I didn't even want to host, I was asked to. Never mind that this is a dinner that, historically, I don't even get to enjoy because, like my fucking wedding, I'll be taking care of everyone else's needs the entire night. Never mind that she barely has to pay anything for the turkey I will cook for them. And as they do every year, they will take home to finish, instead of leaving us any. No, a fucking big can of beans and a jar of gravy. That's bank breaking. She just bitched and bitched about how much I was asking her to do. And when I pointed out that I was doing and paying for everything else, she just flipped it to, "I'm not going to talk to you if you're going to be like this." Because my mother is an emotional manipulator, and that's why everyone reminds me not to call her, but I do anyway. Now Thanksgiving is canceled. I told her to have her own fucking dinner and hung up. I told my sisters to find someplace else to go. No one is coming here. They'll all have their nice little dinner on Saturday, and somehow I'll be the villain here. This will be remembered as my fault, my lack of self-control, or something along those lines. Because my family is made up of entitled, selfish, immature people who cannot fucking act like adults long enough to just accomplish a single goddamn meal. I'm so fucking done with this. None of them act like adults. Even my parents are like a couple of fucking moody teenagers who will snap over nothing. I'm sick of this. I just want peace in my life. And if that means I have to lose all of them, then so fucking be it.